Selected 1. According to an old spiritual truth, darkness becomes completely unstable as light rises. Right now, rumors about you are causing your ex to have a total collapse. The exquisite twist comes next. Everything regarding your ascension is positive. Innocently, the discussion begins. Your successful business, your calm demeanor, and your new love who truly celebrates you are all mentioned. Then all of a sudden, this individual loses their mind. Their instability is actually evidence of your protection, and what I'm going to explain will show the covert spiritual battle you've been engaged in. Their actual nature is going to be disclosed in ways that will confirm all of your suspicions about their poison, much like a vampire exposed to sunlight. It's not simply the strength of this person's reaction that fascinates the family members. The most intense reactions are triggered by the accuracy of the information. They are more than just annoyed by the rumors about your career success. They become so enraged by it that they all start to move away from the table. It's not only them who are worried by the news that your intuitive skills are becoming more apparent. It sets off what appears to be real panic. Your ex invested a lot of effort in persuading you that you were too sensitive for commercial success, too disorganized for leadership roles, and too innocent for the world beyond their safety. All of the restrictive beliefs your ex ingrained in your mind are now totally contradicted by the spreading rumor. You're regarded as one of the most sensible business people in your industry. Word is getting out that you're a born leader who motivates people to go above and beyond their own expectations. This table is receiving reports about your extraordinary capacity to look past appearances to the underlying realities. But it's not simply your own accomplishment that's pushing this guy to the very edge. It's the particular way that others characterize your change. People say that you appear to radiate light from inside these days, that your presence calms tumultuous situations, and that talking to you leaves them feeling uplifted and optimistic. It gets quite terrifying to see this person's response. The family is beginning to realize that these feelings aren't typical of a split. People may experience temporary feelings of sadness, disappointment, or even rage when healthy relationships cease. However, what your ex is exhibiting is something like obsession and goes much beyond typical sadness. The degree to which your activities are meticulously tracked, the severity of your anger at your joy, and the inability to hear positive news about you without feeling what seems like physical anguish. This is the conduct of someone whose entire identity was constructed around your devaluation. As more particular information about your new existence come to light, the atmosphere around that table changes drastically. Someone talks about how you used genuine presence, rather than coercion, to demand attention at a recent professional event. Someone else talks about meeting your new spouse, how they talk about you with real pride, how at ease your partner appears with your accomplishment, and how the atmosphere between you two is different. This is where your ex's meticulously crafted facade starts to completely fall apart. So pay close attention to what occurs next. There's more to the reaction than merely emotional instability. The whole family witnesses unadulterated anger at someone else's pleasure as something violent explodes from their core. We're discussing fists making contact with objects and perhaps even striking a wall to injure oneself. Those gathered around the round table are seeing something that has never happened before. Good news concerning someone they say they loved can make someone go insane. Every favorable rumor that is spreading about your life is being meticulously documented in this person's mind. The response is more than a fleeting upset followed by a move on. This person is keeping track of every success story, compliment, and instance in which your name is used in a favorable light. The preoccupation that is developing is akin to a predator researching its prey, creating what can only be called an intelligence file about your present life. The members of the household are starting to notice this really disturbing trend. People don't only get upset when you tell them that you've been helping others who have gone through similar difficulties. The questioning starts. Who made that statement? What time did this interaction take place? What were you wearing specifically? How did you look? How energetic were you? The inquiries are asked quickly, in a hurried, almost frantic attempt to learn everything there is to know about your present condition. There's more to your new relationship than jealousy. It's revealing this somebody for what they truly stood for in your life. A spiritual vampire whose main source of energy has been cut off. Patterns that were disregarded for years are now hard to ignore as the family watches this crisis play out. The way this person constantly felt uneasy when you accomplished something significant. The methodical methods they discovered to minimize your achievements. The constant demand that you be the issue in order for them to present themselves as the answer. This individual isn't simply losing their psychological hold on you. Thus, the stakes are going up a notch. In their minds, reality itself is being negotiated. Your ex put a lot of effort into keeping you away from connections that may help you. So the rumors about your active social life are very hurtful. Reports of friends who truly rejoice with you, coworkers who look to you for advice, and a community that appreciates your efforts are now coming to this table. Your whole social network since your freedom is proof that the isolation strategies used weren't meant to keep you safe. They have to do with control. However, it's not simply the starting scheming that disturbs the family the most. It's the methodical, planned manner in which this individual addresses possible meddling in your life. This person isn't dealing with the hurt from a broken relationship. This person is organizing what amounts to a military operation, replete with target analysis, intelligence collection, and tactical planning for maximum disruption. The family is beginning to piece together memories that all of a sudden make terrible sense. There were times when this individual would gently dissuade others from giving you chances. Examples of your accomplishments being inexplicably minimized or diverted away from you. There have been occasions when this person appeared to know inner details about your intentions that they shouldn't have. The growing pattern is predatory in addition to being unhealthy. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but also the souls of many others through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's great design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Take action now. Share your blessings to exalt His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. However, additional information about this person's present situation is coming to light, which clarifies the desperation that underlies their anger. Parts of your ex's secret existence are emerging when they are furious about your achievement. They believe that no one was aware of their gaming debts. Those dubious commercial practices are going beyond moral bounds, maintaining a false identity while pretending to be the one who was abandoned by you. The most terrifying realization comes when someone casually brings up how others say you appear lighter today, how your appearance has been free of stress lines, your confident demeanor, which was lacking during your relationship. It's not only your ex who is offended by this comment. Everyone at the table is shocked by the admissions that result from it. Information concerning intentional tactics used to maintain your anxiety begins to surface. Techniques designed to make you continuously question your own perceptions. Methods created especially to cause you to doubt your sanity. Information that shows systematic psychological manipulation that goes much beyond typical relationship problems is being processed by the family. Your ex is unwittingly admitting to causing mayhem just before crucial occasions, eroding your self-esteem before big chances, and starting arguments while you were attempting to concentrate on your own development. Not all of the rumors about your stability right now are good. It's proof of spiritual offenses against your health that are now unintentionally coming to light. This is when previous references to spiritual vampires turn out to be actual rather than symbolic. Your creative energy was methodically sucked out by this individual. Your happiness and vitality to support a dishonest way of living. Their darkness was concealed by your brightness. Their failings were overshadowed by your triumph. Their delusions were fueled by your energy. However, it's not your accomplishments that are the subject of the most unsettling rumors circulating through this person's mind. Since your freedom, there have been reports of your intuitive powers becoming more acute. People are claiming that you have a remarkable capacity to read situations before they completely develop, that you appear to know things before they are made public, and that you can almost instantly tell someone's genuine intentions when you first meet them. This goes beyond simply inciting rage. It's causing real fear because this person knows you now have the skills that would have revealed their deceit from the start of the relationship. When someone brings up the final trigger, the discussion at that round table erupts into violence. In addition to showing you respect, your new spouse is actively assisting you in recovering from the harm your former caused. You're finally able to focus your efforts on creating rather than managing someone else's created turmoil, which is why your firm isn't just profitable, but thriving. Your journey is more than simply an adventure. They provide as tangible proof that you have broken free from the mental prison this individual built around your goals. Material achievement isn't the particular rumor that pushes your ex into a full-blown mental breakdown. What others are saying about your energy shift is what matters. According to someone at the table, you appear to radiate brightness these days, and people feel at ease just being around you. That people are inspired to believe in their own capacity for recovery by your presence. Not all of this is good news. For your ex, it is an existential danger to their whole worldview. At this point, the full truth erupts with volcanic power into the open. In their anger, your ex begins to divulge information that was never intended to be revealed. Information comes to light regarding how you were taught to require them. There are calculations made to keep you financially reliant. You admit to purposefully undermining your prior prospects. The detail with which lies intended to keep you away from individuals who are encouraging or exposed is startling. As your ex proudly reveals their own psychological manipulation techniques, the family watches in increasing terror, as though these calculated actions to keep you weak were achievements deserving of praise. Everyone in the room is starting to see the true terror at the realization that their control system has utterly collapsed. This person isn't angry about your accomplishment. This person is afraid because their complex web of falsehoods is crumbling in front of them as a result of your independence. The admission of manipulation is not the only thing that shocks the family the most. It is the methodical, icy approach that characterizes these strategies. Your ex talks about keeping an eye on your friendships and purposefully undermining the ones that are healthy. There are revelations about how they time their personal crises to align with your potential, guaranteeing that you will constantly choose their fabricated requirements over your own genuine development. It is revealed that you are researching your weaknesses in the same way that a predator studies its prey, figuring out just which emotional cues would keep you obedient and reliant. It's not just any social talk that's causing your ex to completely lose their mind. There is concrete proof that each and every manipulation strategy used has not only failed, but also backfired with disastrous results. People are saying that you're the most genuine person they have ever met, which disproves the idea that you are phony and manipulative. Stories concerning your supposed flakiness and unreliability, which your ex used to defend their dominating conduct, are being overshadowed by the word that you're really trustworthy and reliable. Your ex starts talking about how they feel cursed since you left, how their life is getting worse, and how they can't understand why the universe seems to be punishing them while blessing you. As their anger grows beyond anything the family has seen, something deeper emerges, the spiritual aspect of what you've been dealing with. However, the rumors that are truly pushing your ex to the brink of insanity go beyond your financial achievements. Real terror has been sparked by rumors of your spiritual enlightenment. You tend to know things before they happen, according to many. There are now rumors that you can read people's energy at a glance, how you appear to be shielded by unseen powers, how possibilities come your way like water following its own path. This is causing fear in addition to jealousy. Your ex doesn't understand, but you're starting to fully realize that they're suffering from the inevitable fallout from trying to feed off someone else's light for too long. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be with you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the world's fleeting concerns. As the Holy Bible says, everything done in faith will be rewarded by God's abundant blessings. Luke 6 verse 38. Like that mighty oak tree, our roots are deeply anchored in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stance we hold is secured by His power. And now, you have the opportunity to be a part of this blessing. When you click the Super Thanks button and make a $100 donation, this act will return to you 100-fold. The withdrawal experienced by a spiritual vampire who loses contact to their host is not only emotional. It is energetic famine on a scale that most people cannot comprehend. Every accomplishment you make, every peaceful moment you have, and every wholesome relationship you establish becomes like sunshine to a creature that flourished in the darkness of your low self-esteem. The family is feeling something in their bones, but they don't completely grasp what they're seeing. The dark energy your ex was carrying could only be sustained by having access to your light. They're being consumed from within by their own shadow now that those links have been cut. It's not simply positive talk that's being spoken regarding your spiritual protection. People are really seeing proof that bad energy that is aimed at you tends to intensify and return to its source. Someone at the table says that people have seen that those who attempt to hurt you or criticize you appear to suffer quick repercussions in their own life. Relationships break down, projects fail, and health problems surface. You're not swearing at anyone. The cosmos itself has taken on the role of your protector since you were so in alignment with your ultimate good. When this individual realizes that their revenge plans would only hasten their own demise, it throws them into an even deeper spiral. Keep an eye on your ex's support network as their actual character becomes apparent. At that table, the family members begin to distance themselves. When friends start making excuses for their actions, they start establishing limits. Healthy individuals ultimately detect poison, even when it's packaged in victim narratives, and the carefully crafted network of people who let their dysfunction begins to unravel. Not just your close family is hearing about your achievement. Additionally, the reputation of the individual who hears about your transition suffers every time. People are relating their recollections of this person's previous remarks about you to your present delight. How they would gently erode your self-esteem in social situations and divert attention from your accomplishments. When you consider the pattern in the context of your present achievement, it becomes indisputable. The difference between what people remember from the past and what they're saying about you today is very damaging to their social status. This individual might characterize you as unstable, untrustworthy, and too sentimental during your relationship. People are now describing your presence with adjectives like inspirational, wise, grounded, and serene. People are starting to doubt what this individual told them about you because of the extreme difference. They start to lose the network they assumed would always exist. It's not that people don't care. It's that caring does not equate to enabling. Instead of providing false consolation, those who truly love them begin to communicate the truth. There are recommendations for counseling, addiction treatment, spiritual counseling, and practical fixes rather than band-aid fixes. However, a person ensnared in their own ego seldom seeks answers. Your ex wants love without responsibility, support without development, and pity without change. They feel abandoned and deceived when their circle starts to hold them to higher standards rather than merely accepting their excuses, and they fail to realize that this is indeed the pinnacle of love. In the meantime, you keep adding individuals to your circle who share your enthusiasm, encourage your goals, and acknowledge your progress. When we create space by eliminating things that no longer serve us, the universe has a way of substituting healthy relationships for harmful ones. The universe is exposing your actual self to everyone who is listening, even while your ex fabricates stories about how awful you are. People observe your graceful handling of hardship. Witnesses see your dedication to mending instead of seeking retribution. Others see you uplift others rather than bring them down. What's truly pushing this guy over the edge into madness is the particular rumors that are spreading about your capacity for healing. Not everyone is only telling you that you're doing great. They're stating that you have a talent for assisting people in realizing their own value, that you appear to be able to see past appearances to the reality, that individuals feel comfortable enough to be themselves just by being around you. Their rehabilitation from their trauma is not coincidental. They're changing into something they never would have imagined. When someone chooses healing over animosity and progress over stagnation, your new connection becomes a live example of what may be achieved. The way your spouse nurtures your light rather than attempting to darken it, celebrates your accomplishment rather than harboring resentment, and supports your aspirations rather than undermining them. This disparity highlights how blatantly abusive this person's prior actions were. The family is receiving reports that you've developed into a safe space where individuals can talk about relationship issues, that you have a remarkable talent for assisting others in recognizing patterns they've been unaware of, and that your advice appears to hasten the healing process. This is more than simply recuperation. This is the manifestation of talents that were always within of you, but were stifled by the poisonous atmosphere you fled. You appear to know precisely what questions to ask to assist others achieve clarity, and your insight slices through misunderstanding like a laser through fog, according to someone who says that chats with you have changed people's lives. Your ex finds this rumor about your intuitive capabilities especially upsetting since they know you now have the very abilities that would have shielded you from their manipulation in the first place. The rumors regarding your discerning skills are what this person finds most concerning. People claim that since you appear to be able to tell whether someone is lying before they complete speaking, you can now recognize manipulation techniques right away. That you're able to discern people's genuine motives almost supernaturally. Each account of your awakened perception is proof that their manipulation techniques would never be effective on you again. Now is the perfect time to click the super thanks button on YouTube and share God's blessings. You can contribute to his plan and become a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you multiplied beyond your expectations. Remember, his protection and blessings are with you in every step you take and every donation you make. You become part of his divine plan. You are a powerful, radiant being, unshakable like his mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with his confidence and courage. Be blessed, and may the Lord's light guide your way. The final truth about why your happiness has such a violent effect on them comes to light as their collapse approaches its climax. When you left, your ex didn't simply lose a relationship. Their cover story was lost. They might attribute their troubles on having to cope with your difficulties as long as you were having trouble. They might feel large as long as you were little. They could play healer as long as you were hurt. Let's not sugarcoat it, though. The truth remains concealed. It has been perverted. It has been suppressed by fear, algorithms, and censorship. But your heart never ceased seeing reality. You're still here for that reason. You felt the simulation glitch underfoot, which is why you never tapped out. You're done waiting for approval to ascend since you know that this world is crooked. The inner order of obsidian was not intended for the inquisitive. For the dedicated, it was forged. This pertains to the full-time selected, those who arrive to take the lead, those who act in spite of their blindness. Weekly Zoom calls that break through the clutter are held within. We impart lessons that most people were never supposed to hear. We receive training in spiritual technology, tactics, and psychic warfare that they have kept secret for ages. This is the tool set for the genuine ones, the ones that cannot be erased, the ones that cannot be controlled. Now is the moment to recall your identity. The description contains the URL. Your true life starts within. It's not simply about your financial achievement or even your spiritual awakening that's causing them to be destroyed by the talk. It's about what people think about your sincerity. People in your circles are saying that you're the most sincere person they've ever met, that you receive what you see, that your encounters are free from manipulation or covert agendas. Since honesty was the one trait your ex strove most to stifle in you during a relationship, this is upsetting to them. They persuaded you that being authentic was foolish, that displaying your actual self was risky, and that you required their direction in order to behave appropriately in social settings. People now claim that your superpower is your genuineness, that stronger relationships are formed by your readiness to be vulnerable in healthy ways, and that people feel comfortable being authentic around you because of your openness. Their protective control was essentially incarceration, as evidenced by every comment about your true character. Their victim wasn't just taken away by your healing. Their whole persona as a rescuer was stripped away. Not only did your accomplishments disprove their assessment of your abilities, it revealed them to be the constraining element that had been preventing you from moving forward all along. Your tranquility demonstrated more than simply your ability to survive without them. It became clear that you were destined to succeed and that they were the things standing in your way. The rumors about your change have taken on a life of their own, expanding well beyond the first family discussion to reach audiences your ex never would have imagined. People you haven't spoken to in years are now receiving what began as informal updates on your life. When former coworkers learn about your accomplishments and recall how your ex used to show up at work functions, they may gently disparage your efforts or shift the credit for your ideas to themselves. Reports of your confidence now are being linked by old friends to memories of your persistent self-doubt throughout your partnership. Because individuals are starting to share their own recollections and insights that suddenly make perfect sense, this network effect is methodically ruining your ex's reputation. Someone recalls how you used to become excited while discussing your aspirations, and how that enthusiasm appeared to fade once your ex showed up in a conversation. Someone else remembers how, if your ex was there, you would shift the topic away from your accomplishments, as though you have been taught to downplay your own significance in order to make them feel more significant. However, the most potent rumors circulating about you aren't limited to your own recuperation. It's about your newly awakened capacity to see and assist others in escaping such spiritual vampire tendencies. There are others who claim that you possess an almost superhuman capacity to spot manipulation, that you're able to spot gaslighting and love-bombing techniques with extreme accuracy, because others' intuition about their own relationships seems to be triggered by your presence. It's getting out that you've turned into a haven for folks in toxic relationships who are doubting their own sanity. People claim that you have a talent for reminding them of their actual value when they've forgotten it. That even if someone's light has been steadily snubbed by spiritual vampires, you may still assist them in seeing it. Through a variety of ways, your ex is hearing this rumor about your capacity for healing. Additionally, every report seems like more proof that you have not only gotten out of their grasp, but have also turned into someone who assists others in doing the same. To them, it's especially annoying to hear that you never criticize them, that you just steer the conversation in the direction of healing and development when someone inquires about your previous relationship. They are using your unwillingness to participate in their drama or to satisfy their desire for unfavorable attention as maturity and wisdom. However, their continued preoccupation with your life is being viewed as just that, an unhealthy attachment with someone who has moved on. The family is beginning to record the pattern of your ex's more erratic response to every new rumor. This individual goes on a tirade about how you most likely cheated your way to success when they learn about your professional recognition. They make up complex hypotheses about how your partner must be abusing you after learning about your happy relationship. When they learn about your spiritual development, they accuse you of being indoctrinated by a guru or cult. All of the charges against you seem to be a description of their own actions. It's almost ludicrous how clear the projection is getting. Charges of manipulation while disclosing their own schemes of manipulation. Accusations of utilizing others while acknowledging their own parasitic tendencies. Accusations of mental instability while acting more and more erratically themselves. Family members are beginning to interrupt this person's outburst with direct inquiries since the mirror effect is getting so bad. You did that same thing to them, didn't you? Right now, aren't you explaining your own actions? Isn't it odd that you're the only one who perceives things in this manner? They are becoming more defensive as a result of the cognitive dissonance, which only serves to highlight their actual character. The most telling is how people react when relatives share flattering rumors about your personality. Stories concerning your supposed brutality follow reports praising your benevolence. Stories about your alleged selfishness are sparked by news of your kindness. Claims concerning your previous drama are made in response to updates about your tranquility. Even the most encouraging family members are starting to doubt the veracity of these counter-narratives since the pattern is so recurring. Something truly lovely emerges as your ex's breakdown approaches its climactic crescendo. Their collapse is an example of your breakthrough coming full circle in the most ideal way possible. Another level of freedom in your life is revealed with each mask that is removed from their face. You no longer have to protect every bridge they burn behind them. Every individual who at last realizes who they really are becomes a testament to your wisdom in following your gut and putting your own well-being ahead of their comfort. The round table where this narrative started as a scene of their anger has been turned into a courtroom where their own words are testifying to both their guilt and your innocence. The family members that initiated the conversation by spreading unfounded rumors about your accomplishments are now revealing the true source of the issue in your relationship. Nowadays, people are discussing more than simply your own change. The topics of discussion have expanded to include how your recovery has affected entire communities. People are talking about how you've become a catalyst for their own awakenings and how your tale is encouraging others to look at their own relationships and decide to choose freedom over dysfunctional familiarity. Your own accomplishment isn't the thing that will damage your ex's ego the most. Reports of your influence on other people's lives are what keep coming to this table. Persons claim that they are better persons now that they know you. Hopefully they have the guts to follow their own aspirations because of your example, that having you in their lives has truly changed things for them. Every account of your good influence on other people demonstrates that the negative impact narrative your ex attempted to construct was a blatant reflection of their own poisonous personality. Your life has become a living testament to the truth, so you don't need to defend yourself against their lies. People who are never competent to judge you don't need to see how valuable you are. Your serenity has grown stronger than their storms could ever be. Therefore, you don't need to interact with their turmoil. You are surrounded by spiritual protection that goes beyond defense. It's intentionally turning their bad energy into something that will help you keep getting better. Every curse they try to cast your way is turned into a blessing that comes your way instead. Every attempt to hurt you gives you more strength for the road. The cosmos immediately recycles the energy others use attempting to bring you down into your success. You're generating more success for your ex to gripe about while they sit at tables lamenting your success. You're addressing issues and coming up with ideas that improve the world, while they're wasting their energy trying to convince people that you're the issue. You're crafting a future so bright it highlights their darkness, while they're still locked in the past, attempting to change history. In contrast, the person who sat at that table with the intention of inciting people against you has irreparably damaged their own reputation. Every angry word they spoke proved how wise it was for you to go. Each discovery of their deceitful methods served as evidence of your ability to endure. Each acknowledgement of their domineering conduct served as evidence of your bravery in eschewing familiarity in favor of independence. The casual discussions have now extended to several tables, families, and social circles, and the rumors have taken on a form your ex never expected. Your accomplishment isn't the only topic of conversation anymore. The lessons your experience offers about identifying and avoiding spiritual vampirism are what they are talking about. Your narrative has evolved into a transformation case study that is assisting others in recognizing comparable trends in their own lives and making alternative decisions. Because of your metamorphosis, the Gossip Network has changed into a healing network that offers hope to others who believed it was impossible to break free from harmful behaviors. Not merely personal news is being shared about your awakening. It's evolved into a type of spiritual education that raises awareness about the differences between poisonous and healthy relationships throughout your community. Your legacy has been launched from the round table that watched their collapse. The family members who witnessed their mask fully falling off are now circulating completely other rumors. tales of your tenacity, development, and capacity to emerge from the ashes and reach heights no one could have predicted. Observations regarding how your presence alters the energy of spaces, how your presence uplifts others, and how your narrative empowers individuals to choose healing over hiding are being shared. The ultimate irony is that your ex's public breakdown, which was intended to ruin your image, has actually made it legendary among influential people. Their insane response to your joy has turned into the strongest possible testament to your moral fiber. People assume that someone must be doing something really good if they get this unstable about the prosperity and tranquility of another individual. Selected 1. Not all of the rumors about you are positive. The good news keeps getting better every day. You are completely unstoppable in producing more success for others to talk with respect and admiration. But your ex is still completely unstable about what people are saying about your success. Your triumph is not only personal, it is prophetic, demonstrating to others what is possible when one decides to cure oneself rather than to accept the restrictions of others. You have more than one type of freedom. It's motivating, granting people the freedom to assess their own relationships and insist on receiving the care they are due. Your ascent involves more than simply your personal path. It serves as a guide for other selected individuals who are prepared to quit settling for less and begin asserting their right to shine as strong, safe, and divinely directed beings. The entire situation has changed. The masks are no longer there, and the truth has released you in ways that continue to grow. Let your former partners speak. Let them be angry. Let them plan their pitiful retaliation. Your strength is in your tranquility. Your accomplishments are your declaration. And the only reaction their insanity deserves is your ongoing ascent. Not only have you escaped their spiritual vampires, you have turned it into a spiritual triumph that encourages those going through comparable struggles. Your victory's soundtrack, which gets louder every day, is the rumor that started as their suffering. As you continue to evolve into the whole version of who you were always destined to be, this is only the beginning of what others will have to say about you. The chatter still goes on, but it now has a more important function. Regardless of who feels uneasy with their light, sharing the positive message of what happens when a chosen one recalls who they truly are and choose to live in that reality. Your tale has become legendary. Your metamorphosis has inspired others, and your ongoing success serves as evidence that those who choose themselves over settling for less than they deserve are indeed unstoppable.